Oh my God. This is Lake News. We got Eddie and Monique. They're going to talk about the TSI and the SAT.
Hi, I'm here with Mr. Gatewood, the stats teacher, and I wanted to ask him how can you prep for the SAT?
So the best way to prep for the SAT is to work through practice tests. College Board released 10 practice tests online, and it goes through a sample test on paper on how you can get ready for it. Like you can do practice problems, see what the math test is like, see what the English test is like, and see what's being tested and what you know, what you don't know. There's also resources like Khan Academy that also help you for the SAT. But either working on that or working on practice tests is probably the best way to prep for the SAT.
What to do if you didn't?
Welcome, Falcons. Today we're here at the auditorium where Orchestra had their concert last night. It was such a spectacular event. You know, the way the cellos and the violins were overlapping each other, especially varsity. Good job to varsity for playing as well as they did. I was really, my breath was really taken away.
Thank you to our Orchestra Falcons for giving us such an extravagant experience on such a diverse set of instruments being played and harmonized together. We can't wait for the next one. We're looking forward to seeing you guys play again.
Next we have Johan and John. How about the senior stuff?
So, who am I here with today?
I am Mr. Angel.
Miss Hill?
Okay, so I have 5 questions for you, and our first question for you today is, what role do you play in helping students explore different career paths? What are the key graduation requirements for students at this school?
So a lot of that's based on the endorsement that the student has chosen. So we just make sure that they're in the right courses, and then just as they need, whatever they need, they just come ask us. And a lot of times we work in conjunction with our Growth Center education that can also help them explore their different career.
So key graduation requirements are making sure you have your 26 credits that Texas requires, and sophomore year we go over that with you in class, going over your transcript to let you know. Making sure you have no LOC, that you've cleared all that before we get to your clearance week, and just making sure you've passed all your EOCs and any other tests required.
How do you handle issues like student stress and anxiety related to graduation or future planning? How do you support students who are at risk of not graduating?
So we just make sure that the students understand what is required for graduation, and then any of those students that are feeling overwhelmed with anxiety, they just come down, and just depending on the student and what their needs are, and we just help them work.
So every year when we sit with you to do your course request, we're going to have conversations about where you're sitting at that grade level, what you have pending, if you have LOC, or you failed classes, if you need summer school, and then especially junior, senior year, our students are at risk for having regular meetings with you, with your parents, calling you in, checking on you regularly. So junior year, if you're all set, we're kind of hoping that senior year you stay all set, but if at any point you get off track, your counselor will be calling you down.
Open enrollment with them.
So the open enrollment is done through your parents' Skyward. So as soon as they log in, there's going to be a box, and it's highlighted green, and it says 2627 returning student registration, and that's the box they need to fill out.
And so when is open enrollment due?
It started yesterday. It opened, and we would like them done as soon as possible. The sooner the better, so that way we can get a count for our schedules. We usually try to shoot for before the end of the school year, but we're also in a contest with other high schools. So the more we get done, the more prizes we receive as a school.
Okay.
All right, Falcons, it's time for that East Lake spring break and the SISD spring break coming up in the next 2 weeks. But the school does not close down. First week here at East Lake High School, we do have intercession for all those students who need some extra academic help. There will be some LOC hours available for those that need to complete LOC. Also, the sports competing in activities and games will be softball, baseball, and boys and girls soccer. So please come and support your Falcons. On week 2 of spring break, this whole school is shut down, as well as many district offices. That's a new thing this year, so all the services will be shut down for week 2 of spring break, for the exception of those sports competing, which is baseball, softball, and boys and girls soccer. Hopefully everybody has a safe and wonderful spring break. We'll see you in a few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning with us. Hope to see you next episode, and I'll see you later. Have a good spring break. Bye.
He used to meet me on the east side, in the city where the sun don't set.